From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he'll speak with U.S. President Donald Trump when it makes sense. The U.S. went ahead with Trump's threat to increase tariffs last week, but Carney says he has not spoken to Trump recently. Trump appeared to infer on Thursday that Carney had called him. Even with the tariff increase, Carney says 85% of trade between Canada and the U.S. remains tariff-free. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister's unveiled more than $1 billion in new financial supports to bolster Canada's forestry sector against the U.S. trade war. Mark Carney says the government will promote the use of Canadian materials, like softwood lumber, to build new homes.
And that agenda starts at home, being our own best customer. It goes to big investments in improving our competitiveness, upskilling, helping our workers improve their skills, and it's also diversifying trade, and that's where we're focused.
The U.S. Commerce Department declared it intends to ratchet up anti-dumping duties on Canadian softwood from 7% to just over 20%. A fire on the west side of Conception Bay in Newfoundland and Labrador continues to spread after burning aggressively overnight. Premier John Hogan says some residents of Small Point Adams Cove and Kingston may not have homes to go back to.
The very unfortunate situation is that we can confirm that we have lost some structures overnight, which really was not surprising given that the fire has tripled in size since last night to about 735 hectares right now.
Meanwhile, more than 130 fires are burning in British Columbia after a stretch of hot, dry weather and thunderstorms producing thousands of lightning strikes. Canada's Fisheries Department sent a letter of support to the owner of the Titan submersible 2 years before its deadly implosion. The U.S. Coast Guard's investigation report out today finds the 2023 sinking was preventable. This was the final day of a strike mandate vote by Air Canada flight attendants. But Canada's largest airline says the vote does not guarantee that a disruption will happen. The Juno Awards are adding a dash of Latin flavor to next year's festivities.
Ya lo tienes que aceptar, eres solo mía.
Organizers at Canada's biggest music award show say they plan to introduce Latin Music Recording of the Year at the 2026 edition. The new category will recognize Canadian musicians across all Latin American languages and genres who've released music in the eligible year. It's the latest move by the Junos to diversify how it recognizes Canadian creators in the evolving national music scene. The 2026 Junos are set to take place in Hamilton, Ontario. Brenda Molina Navidad, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays continue a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies tonight in Denver. Despite some recent losses, the Blue Jays enter tonight's game tied with Detroit for first place in the American League. The Toronto Maple Leafs have signed defenseman William Villeneuve to a 1-year, 2-way contract extension. The 23-year-old from Sherbrooke, Quebec, recorded 40 points in 55 games with the American Hockey League's Toronto Marlies last season. Canadian teen sensation Victoria Mboko has a chance to make it to the finals of the National Bank Open in Montreal. She'll face Elena Rybakina in tomorrow's semifinals. The CFL East leading Hamilton Tiger Cats have signed Kevin Brown. The American running back played 3 games with the Argos this season, recording 18 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown. And running back Kyron Williams has agreed to a 3-year, $33 million U.S. contract extension with the Los Angeles Rams. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.